How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another Year of the Spinosaurus video. Today we'll be taking a look at one of the many pieces of merchandise that we'll be releasing this year that involves Spinosaurus, that being the tail Thrasher Spinosaurus right here from Rebirth. Initially, I had planned to talk about the Hammond Collection Spinosaurus first, but there's a lot of issues with that selling out right when I'm trying to buy it. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to talk about that one just yet, but I will talk about it eventually, because I'm committed. I'm committed to the Year of the Spinosaurus stuff. So let's talk about this one. All right, and here it is. And while it's certainly no Hammond Collection figure, it's still pretty cool. The Rebirth design for the animal has really kind of grown on me recently. And honestly, I think that this is a really nice figure. Like, it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I think that it has a lot of really good amount of detail. I'm not the biggest fan of the colors, but everything else I think looks pretty good. I'll start off with the tail. I still am very appreciative that Rebirth gave Spinosaurus its proper tail. That being this sort of basilisk type tail where you have like the chevrons that are extended down below and the tall neural spines that extend from above. I also really like how it all links up with the sail. It just looks really nice. I think that that's a really, really cool detail that I appreciate them doing. Of course, the figure has a lot of mobility in the tail, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. The body also looks pretty decent. It looks like there's like small little osteoderms or maybe just feature scales that are present right there, which is pretty common for Spinosaurus portrayals. It also does have its legs, which are a little bit too long for a Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus did have relatively short legs, but one of the biggest things is that it does have its huge arms with three huge and powerful claws, and you actually get a decent amount of movement for that, so I can literally go like, bleh, just like that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so that's pretty interesting. You have the neck right here, which I've said it many times before, but the neck is pretty short and pretty beefy for Spinosaurus, which is probably one of my least favorite things about the portrayal, but it doesn't really look too bad on this figure. I also really like the shape of the sail. I completely bypassed the sail. But they went for more of like the flat top sail right there, as you can see. We don't really know the exact shape of Spinosaurus' sail, so anytime you see any depiction of a sail of Spinosaurus, it's always speculation. So this is just as good as any others. This also has like small, little soft spikes right here, which is pretty cool. It's like something that extends from the tall neural spines, that extend from the vertebrae. Now the head is one of the biggest ones. Like, this is like a make or break for many people, and myself included. Now, it's like, as I mentioned when I talked about the movie design, it starts off really blocky right here, then it starts to like kind of thin out. It's not exactly the correct shape for Spinosaurus. Like, it's really jagged right here instead of like, it's not nearly as thin as it should be, and again, it's just more jagged when it should be a lot more thin right here with a little bit more of a defined notch, and then that shape right there. The tip of the snout doesn't look too bad, all things considered, and the orientation of the teeth don't look terrible either. What's also interesting is that, I don't know, this probably doesn't speak for the movie, but it seems like it has like two small reduced crests, which is exactly what Jurassic Park 3 did, except these are a different shape. Jurassic Park 3, Spinosaurus had a crest that extended right here and extended right there, and it was a lot more rounded. These are like small bumpy crests right here, just one on each side. Spinosaurus actually had one in the middle, about right here. It didn't have one on either side. So pretty interesting little detail. But yeah, this is the tail Thrasher Spinosaurus, so it does have like a little bit of a play feature. When you press that 3 times and it does this. Mine might be low on batteries, that's pretty much how I received it, but I found the more that you press the sail, the more it does. My daughter gets a kick out of this, I'll tell you that right now. She's been having a lot of fun with it. I'll just do it one more time. Bloop. Yeah, and seeing like you get a lot of mobility in the tail too, which is really interesting. The sounds are certainly interesting as well. It's a pretty cool figure overall. I actually really like it, and it's something that's helping me really grow onto the Rebirth Spinosaurus design and like really just enjoy it in its own right. It's interesting that the Rebirth Spinosaurus is like a mixture of accurate and just, not accurate. Like, the biggest accuracy would have to be that tail, of course. The tail, I love the fact that they gave it its proper tail. I love that. The sail looks good. And, of course, the arms and things like that. So, yeah, that is our first figure review, I suppose, for the Year of the Spinosaurus. Again, I am committed I am committed to the year of the Spinosaurus here. But it's yet just another Spinosaurus that I get to add to my collection. I'm sure that many of you saw the Popo Spinosaurus back there. Of course, I have the prehistoric life Spinosaurus up there, PNSO Spinosaurus over there. I have the Schleich somewhere around here, and a few others kind of scattered all over the place. This isn't Year of the Spinosaurus per se, but I did get this as well. I love this. Like, seriously, this is like the coolest. This is the best T-Rex figure that they've done. No doubt. So yeah, that's our first Year of the Spinosaurus video. I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, this isn't typically what I do, but again, I'm committed to the Year of the Spinosaurus, so expect to see more of these type of videos as the year progresses. But if you like dinosaur-related content, and specifically like Spinosaurus-related content, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you on board. And until next time, thank you guys so much for watching, and have an awesome day.